Hello, dear Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising Gemini. My name is Michaela, and welcome to my channel dedicated to astrology. It's called Todayenergy. This video will be about the most important astrological events in April, and we will look at them from your perspective, what they will bring you. April will be a really interesting month. We will have two new moons, one of which is a solar eclipse. We have the magical once in a lifetime conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces. The last days of the month, Pluto stations to go retrograde. So it's a mixed bag of a lot of energies. We have tension, we have karmic events, but also we have the support of the universe, especially if we keep our faith. So diving into the month, on the 1st of April, we have a new moon at the 11th degree of Aries. For you, that's your 11th house. New moons bring new opportunities for new things, new beginnings in life. And in this case, it's about friends, like-minded people, social groups, social events, organizations that you might want to join to meet there, these people with whom you share same visions, ideas. That can be as political organization as well as some let's say reading club, for literature, whatever it's like on your heart. As well as 11th house talks about our long-term life goals and dreams and hopes and wishes. So maybe some of them were already just turned into reality. So you're happy and satisfied, and it's time to put yourself new goals to achieve and, set new intentions. New moon, we do write wishes around new moon to plant the seed so they can manifest later on. If you forget though to do it on the 1st of April, this time you'll have a second chance on the 3rd. Now we're talking about the conjunction of your ruler Mercury with the sun. Now I can bet with you, dear Gemini, that from around the end of March, the last days of March, and to around the 7th of April, you don't feel like yourself very much. Please share with me if it's like this in comments below the video, because your ruler travels so close to the sun. And according to ancient astrologers, such transit next to the sun on the sky burns the planet, so drains the life force energy, in this case like the analytical and discerning, let's say, skills of Mercury. But there is this special moment when the planet is close to the sun, which is very important. It lasts for a couple of hours, and it's the moment when the planet is exactly in the middle of the sun from our perspective on Earth. And that's when, as if the planet is on a personal, private audience with the ruler of the universe, the sun, who gives us life, right? It's our king in astrology. And that's unique hours. It's called Kazimi, Mercury Kazimi. So because I'm based in Bulgaria, so I do use Eastern European time, Bulgarian time. And those magical hours will be from 10 o'clock in the evening, from 2nd of April to 7:30 in the morning on the 3rd of April. Yeah, it's going to be, well, in Bulgaria, it's going to be night time, but for all of us, we can get some messages in our dreams, some insights, some important information. If we just meditate before we go to bed and write down what our mind comes up with, that might be very important for our life, for our future development, for our planning of the future. So some genius ideas can come especially to you, and dear Gemini. You might be this herald of interesting ideas in those couple of hours when Mercury is in exact conjunction, well, 17 minutes before and after the exact conjunction with the sun. Might be also a day of reset, re-evaluation. So before, let's say, that day you spoke one thing with your friends, and this night you're changing your mind. Especially you and Virgos might be the people who do change minds. And so reboot your plans. and goals. On the 5th, we have the Mars-Saturn conjunction at 22nd degree of Aquarius, and that's for your 9th house. So Saturn is seriousness and hardworkingness, or the ability to work hard, and patience. And Mars is action and ambition. So if we combine those two, instead of having some troublesome day, you might invest this energy into some serious, long-lasting educational project. So maybe have an exam or start your higher education, your degree. It might be about communication with foreigners, traveling abroad, meeting foreigners, work in an international company. It might be about building your new faith, new belief system, reevaluate your morality, your moral code, as well as 9th house is about authorities, people who work in the law department, judges, lawyers. So this kind of people hopefully might help you if you need their help this day. But of course, it might be also some tension and obstacles in your communication with, let's say, legal departments or state institutions. And also it might be about you becoming an authority, someone who is recognized by the society, like a teacher or a guru, or someone who publishes something. The same day, Venus goes into Pisces. That's your that's your 10th house of career, parents, superiors at work, and your mission in life, your status. So for some Gemini, that could be engagement, that could be marriage, that could be change of your surname, going abroad, raise in your position at work, something pleasant, because Venus brings pleasure and diplomacy. So if you want to negotiate for changing of your work position, now it's a good month, because Venus will be helping you be persuasive in your 10th house, as well as communicating with your parents. What else do we have? On the 10th of April, your planet Mercury squares Pluto. So that's a intense day, I would say, with some kind of a power struggles, maybe fight for control, perhaps with someone, maybe about finances, and it's between 9th and 11th houses. So some governmental or non-governmental organizations, maybe some tension with your friends and like-minded people, or maybe with someone from government, teachers, superiors, generally people that you do respect, but in this case they might want to input their worldview and opinions on you. On the 11th, Mercury goes into Taurus, that's your 12th house. So first thing first, you become more Taurian, more like Taurus for the next 2 weeks. So a bit more calm, easygoing. Well, generally you are easygoing, but more fixed, grounded, no rush, no hustle and bustle. Okay, and that's good because Mercury goes into your 12th house, which is about being a bit more with yourself in isolation, or in nature, or in places of worship, doing some meditation, mantras, prayers, spiritual practices, digging in the past, talking with your psychologist, therapist, spiritual leader, for example. Yes, and some kind of a more internal communication with yourself, doing some regressions, constellations, retrospections. That could be nice. On the 12th, the beautiful day in which the two rulers of Pisces, Jupiter and Neptune, conjunct in the 23rd degree of Pisces. That's blessings of the universe, that's expansion without limitations, miracles, manifestations, and that's your 10th house, especially if your MC, the cusp, the beginning of your 10th house starts at around 23 degrees of Pisces. That's really huge opportunities for your career. Whether you quit your Monday to Friday job, and you're brave enough, you have enough faith to open your business, to, I don't know, maybe you move abroad with your loved one, and then you are engaged and you get married. Maybe it's like a kind of a fertile time, so fertile for ideas, for but as well as for children. Maybe there is the news that you or someone in your family is pregnant, maybe good news for your parents. So it's really about like your status, how people see you, your mission. You might finally discover what truly makes you happy as work, as a career, and thus you can, benefit the society with what you do and earn money and be proud and happy of yourself. So use that middle of April, I would say, magical time. Besides, on the 15th of April, Mars as well goes to Pisces. So, agitating even more, bringing more passion and ambition to your career, work, and status area. On the 16th, we have a full moon at 26 degrees of Libra. Full moons usually are a moment of news, knowledge, or culmination, or fruition, and endings. So that's your 5th house. It might speak about some culmination in the life of your children, or perhaps news about children in your life, about pregnancy. It might be, clarity about your love life and romance. Maybe you are indeed getting engaged with your romantic partner, or maybe there is, of course, a separation because you have different views for your future development and progress in life. 5th house is also about hobbies and business. So maybe you are finally making your hobby a business, so a bit more serious attitude. And it's about, love and doing something that makes you happy. So maybe you finally understand what is that. On the 18th, Mercury conjuncts Uranus in Taurus in your 12th house. Generally, your planet Mercury rules the mind and communication, and Uranus is like a higher octave even. It's about this higher consciousness and sudden insights from the universe, and this, when you feel it in your gut, this intuition. And in this case, really, you might be the speaker of truth, insights, and progressive thoughts for other people in the society, or you become like, for a day, you are super bold and you want some freedom and liberation from something. But also it's about your 12th house, so subconscious. So you might get this really internal messages, really important for you most probably, and you can clean and liberate yourself from everything you were stuck before with. So like shake the chains, shake the shackles. On the 20th, the sun goes into Taurus as well, illuminating the same 12th house of your subconscious past, cleaning, releasing, letting go of the old. And of course, maybe communication with foreigners and foreign countries. On the 27th, we have beautiful romantic day, or for spiritual practices. Venus conjuncts Neptune in Pisces, but for you it's 10th house. So it might be great for work projects and, celebrations maybe with your parents. On the 29th, Pluto goes retrograde. So it stations this day, but because it's a very slow moving planet, outer planet, furthest one from the sun. So of course we feel this intensity of Pluto slowing down, let's say the whole last week of April. So Plutonian topics might be around the media and news. In your, well, it stations exactly at 28 degrees of Capricorn, which for you, Gemini, is your 8th house. It is about your, again, subconscious, emotional inner world. And as much as you like to be more practical and in your mind and, talking stuff out with friends, this month asks you to have a look without fear. Pluto wants to eradicate all this fear from the internal, emotional, and psychological side, you know. So it's about working with traumas. It's about eighth house. It's about dealing with some crisis situations which cause some deep transformations, you know, deep internal transformations, when we are brave enough to face our fears and problems in order to, you know, to deal with them. It will be great if you do work with a psychologist or therapist, or you do some esoteric or occult practices or studies. That would help a lot as well. Eighth house is about intimate relationships, so maybe some important conversations with your partner, maybe about children or shared resources, and this shared common budget, you know, together with your partner or business partners, or possibly parents, family, passive incomes as well. So these topics are highlighted at the end of the month. On the 30th, your planet goes into Gemini, into your first house. So that's great. Your ruler is supporting your initiatives, your communication with the world, your negotiations, travels, contacts, contracts, all this kind of activities. And also, the same day, we have the partial solar eclipse at 10 degrees of Taurus. Now, solar eclipse, they are like massive new moons, right? Just more karmic. Fated events likely happen around eclipses, even they start happening 2 weeks before the actual eclipse, or maybe even sometimes 2 weeks after it, but 2 weeks after this eclipse, we will have another one. And so this is really a big event in your 12th house. So the universe asks you to really to renew yourself from within. So I believe it is about taking care of your health, physical as well as mental and emotional, and it's about spotting your self-harming patterns of thinking, talking, communication. Maybe for some is gossiping, for others it's low self-esteem, for others is holding grudges. Whatever that is, you can work it out now. You know, 12th house is really about endings. So maybe this solar eclipse will ask you, in order to start something new, first to finish, conclude, and release and let go of something old. It's also about foreign exotic lands, and maybe you're planning some relocation or travel, then you really have the support of the universe. Of course, it might be as well about working in isolation or dealing with foreign companies, let's say, or clients. And last but not least, it's about spirituality, and it's about self-reflection, I would say. So dear Gemini, this was the forecast for April. I hope this information is useful, helpful, important, interesting for you. Thank you for liking my videos, for subscribing for my channel. And I wish you really powerful and useful and helpful April with only positive events. See you soon.